we are like military personnel, except we don't carry guns or weapons.
Today we have Mexican Consul Soileh Padilla Meyer. How does a diplomat marry a rock band drummer? Because
I was like very rebellious, I would say.
Oh,
and I
okay.
like it. I like that movement of national rock that started in Mexico because it was like these young guys against the system.
She's here to tell us all about her story, how she came to be here, and what's next for her.
Like migration is a phenomenon with positive and negative impacts. It's a phenomenon. It's
Right.
a natural phenomenon. By signing this executive order, I'm going to finish all tornadoes.
Turn it off. This is Ask Dr. Norby. Hello, my dear.
Hello, my dear.
I am so incredibly happy to have you here today. So thank you for doing this.
On the contrary, thank you for inviting me. It's super fun to speak with you and with your audience.
I love it. I love it. So we're going to jump right in because most people have actually never met a consul. And I know that you've been doing this for a while and you have been in several different postings. Your previous one was in Canada, correct?
Correct. So I'm a career diplomat, which means that diplomacy is my way of life, I would say.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. And we are like military personnel, except we don't carry guns or weapons. We carry the word. We carry our words, negotiation.
Which can be even more powerful. But
It can be powerful, and it's the way to go, right? In order to avoid war, you need like diplomacy.
Yes.
So I've been a career diplomat for more than 25 years, and I have been posted to different places, but it is my first time as the head officer in a mission. So this Kansas City for me super special because it was the first time that I was the head consul at the consulate. So before I was in Ottawa for a long stay, Ottawa, Canada.
Yes.
Because we have another Ottawa close by.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, wow, Canada to Kansas City. Tell me, how was that first week like? Like, what was one moment in your first week in your job here in Kansas City that nobody warned you about?
Okay, so I arrived in August 2022.
Okay.
We didn't have this airport. So
that's right.
The first impression was my kids and my husband, we were, flying, and then the kids were asking me, "Mom, we don't see anything," and I was like, "Oh, yeah, we'll be there. We just wait." And then after another 5 minutes, well, still nothing. No, just wait. So when we arrived, like it was, we saw green and beautiful landscape, but not a lot
city.
of construction, not a lot of buildings.
Yeah.
And then we got to that airport that, excuse me, but it was not the most beautiful airport in the world.
Yes.
It's
beautiful now.
No,
so come visit, but it was not before.
It's amazing. The airport that Kansas City has now, it's one
beautiful.
of the best. It has been awarded several times for being one of the best airports in the world. So
I agree. It was not great.
No, that one was not great. So we landed, and then, you land at that time, and then you open the door of the airplane and you were at the street, right? Like, so this was like,
there's your bag, there's basic. The street, welcome.
But I always said, like, that was my first impression, and it was like, okay, we'll take it, we'll discover Kansas City. And I always say that Kansas City is like peeling an onion. You go layer by layer, you discover things every single day. There's amazing stuff in this city. It's
Biggest culture
hidden
shock.
jewels.
What do you think it was?
The airport.
The airport.
That's a huge shock.
That's a big. And then once you started getting to know people, or like, you know,
the
what do you
Kansas
think?
City way is fantastic.
You like it? Do you like the Midwest feel? I love the vibe, but
I love
Midwest
it,
vibe.
and everybody's so nice, so gentle, so well educated, so helpful. So there's a lot of empathy and solidarity
Yes.
among the community that I didn't have that problem. On the contrary, I think my job has been easy because of the community that I serve. They are
Awesome.
amazing. And even I would have to say, not just the Mexican community, the Latin America, the Hispanic community. Oh my God, they have been great. There's so
awesome.
much union among everybody. I just love it. And if people come from Colombia or from Dominican Republic or from any other Latin American country to the consulate, we provide information for them. So information is for everyone that wants to have it in Spanish, but the resources are just limited to the Mexican
Yeah.
nationals.
I am not very versed in politics or any
Okay.
of that stuff. So I guess in one sentence, how would you explain what you do to like a 10-year-old?
Okay, so I would say that I am the representative of Mexico in the U.S., specifically for the Kansas and Missouri region.
Okay. And how many
what does
people?
that mean?
Yeah. What does that mean?
So what it means is that I'm here to help the Mexican nationals or Mexican origin nationals to get paperwork,
Okay.
help them to get married.
Okay.
Because I can perform as judge.
Oh, you're
and
ordained.
then I can get I can perform
Man,
marriages.
we should have
at the
known her when we got married.
There you go. But you have to be Mexican.
Oh,
So
shoot. Okay.
it is just between Mexicans.
Okay.
But they can do it at the
Interesting.
consulate. So we have a lot of services at the consulate for Mexican nationals or Mexican origin nationals. That's documents, but we also have a protection department.
Okay.
And what we do there is to help Mexicans understand their processes, legal processes, for example. We help them to get lawyers when they require one. We help them to understand the do's and don'ts
Okay.
of this
Really
place.
important.
Very important because it's not the same for Kansas, not the same for
Oh,
Missouri.
right,
You have
right.
different legislation. So we do this protection or preventive protection.
Yeah.
We also interview people at the detention centers, for
Okay.
example, in order to find out if their human rights were protected and what is their process in the deportation process that they
Right.
are facing. And we also have another area that is called public diplomacy. And there we do all kind of activities that will allow us to explain to locals what Mexico is.
So kind of
culture,
like share the culture and
Exactly. So concerts, art exhibits,
Yeah.
or even
Food.
MOUs between different universities in Kansas, Missouri, and Mexico. So everything that you can imagine that will allow us to come closer.
bring a little piece of Mexico here.
There you go.
That's
Exactly. So
awesome.
that's more or less what a consulate means
Okay.
and what we do. Kansas Cityans just have one formal consulate in the region, which is the Mexican one.
Okay.
And I always tell to people that Mexicans are very, very lucky to have a consulate nearby
Yes.
because Colombians need
We
to
gotta go to
travel all the
Chicago.
way to Chicago or to Dallas or to
Yes.
Houston. So we Mexicans were very lucky to have always one consulate close to home.
How many Mexican or Mexican nationalists does your consulate serve?
So more or less approximately 1.5 million between the two states. That's like a lot of people. And it's growing because also inner migration inside the U.S. From Mexican origin has come to Kansas City or to Kansas and Missouri for different purposes, especially to work. And also new Mexicans arriving from the northern part of Mexico specifically. So we have around 1.5 million people here, which is a lot. They've grown in 10 years exponentially.
Yeah.
But they produce, they work hard, they contribute enormously to this region and to the prosperity of the Midwest.
Absolutely. So, wow. That's a lot of people. Okay.
But we're trying to make, or my goal was to make about that office a place of encounter. I don't think that people wake up early in the morning and say, "Oh, I have to go to the consulate.
Let me go fill out some paperwork."
Let's go, to start the process of having a passport. Nobody does that.
Right.
But what I was trying to do is to have this place where people gather and have meaningful conversations. So that's why we have a gallery at the second level, for example. And there we have exhibits from around the world. So
I love it.
At a certain point, we have Colombian represented there. Of course, Mexicans that live here, they have an opportunity to exhibit their works of art there. We do, like collective exhibits. We work with everybody. Once we had a jazz concert over there.
Wow.
And this was a Chilean.
Yes.
From Chile. That's the way you say
Chilean?
it? Chilean?
Chilean? I don't know.
The Chile.
From Chile.
So it was a band from Chile. So that's what we're trying to do. So come to the consulate for different things, not just for, the terrible thing of going through a bureaucratic process.
Yeah.
No, but for get useful information, for have meaningful conversations, for networking, for knowing about your rights. Every single Wednesday, Dr. Norby, I don't know if you know this, but we have a lawyer that comes to the consulate to give free legal advice to the Mexicans that require it. And it's an open conversation.
Right.
Where people are waiting for their passports. He starts this conversation, but then you can have a one-on-one session with them. And it's free of cost.
Okay.
And these are very well...
What a wonderful service and thought and idea to have, especially right now, because you mentioned things are challenging right now for immigrants and especially Mexican immigrants that are here. So I want to ask, because you're in such first of all, it's a public held position, right? That amount of pressure and that amount of just, I'm going to call it pain, right? Because even though it might not be a direct pain to you, it's to your people. Of course. I feel it. I do immigration evals for different status changes and things like that. And it's so hard right now to see so many people going through their families being divided through, you get to see them in detention centers. How does that affect you individually?
It's heartbreaking, as you say. Like, nobody should be treated like that. Like, these people are here to work, and these people are here to contribute to this economy, and they already did it. Like, you have people that have been working hard for more than 20 years and living their income here, because remittances is not what they say, that all the money goes back to Mexico. No, remittances, 80% of their salary stays in the place where they work, and just 20% go back to the country. But do you
take that home with you, though?
No, I don't. It is hard to see, and nobody should be treated like that. But I understand that there are different views of the same problem.
Okay.
And for me, that's the key of everything. So for us, migration, it is a phenomenon that has positive and negative impact. Of course, we don't tell anybody to come here without the proper document.
Of course, yeah.
We do not
endorse that
or push for that.
Right.
In no way. We want to keep our people. We want our people to work in our own countries and produce there. But if someone, for different reasons, decides or
needs
to migrate, then there should be legal ways to do it, because it is a human right. So you are able and allowed to move around. And of course, it's the right of each country to allow people into their territory, but there should be legal paths to do that. So that's the way we see it. And by we, I say Mexico and the federal government. Like, migration is a phenomenon with positive and negative impacts. If we focus on the positive and try to solve the negative, then we will be, advancing.
Right.
But if you see everything, migration, everything as a problem that you need to fix, then it's when things are impossible. How do you change, I don't know, a tornado for forming? It's a phenomenon. It's a natural phenomenon. You can prevent, people,
and prepare,
move around, of course, working ways to fight climate change,
right.
But saying, I'm gonna by signing this executive order, I'm gonna finish all tornadoes.
Turn it off. Yeah. Doesn't work that way.
It's not possible. So that's how I see it. And I don't take, of course it affects us as a team, and I speak for.
How big is your team?
We are 25.
Okay.
5 diplomats, 6 diplomats, and then local engaged personnel and staff from here. But the people that are in the protection area, it's just 5 people. And it affects everyone at the consulate and everyone around that has mixed status. Families have mixed status. It's not in the same house. There can be people without the proper document to work, or the long stays that are visas that expired, for example, and that it takes so long to go through the process that they just decided to wait just here until they solve
and it's not
their situation.
Easy. It's not easy to navigate, especially, if you don't have a formal education or a college education. It takes a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Which many times it's you either eat and live or you pay for an immigration attorney. I mean, there's so many variables that affect that. And I guess you've been in this position for 4 years, right?
Correct.
You're getting ready to end your term.
Yep.
Sadly, I'm so sad about this.
Yeah, mixed feelings. Yeah, I'm sad too in a way.
Yes. But, 4 years of having to be, I'm going to call it that force of strength for the community, right? You've done so much in your time here. Even just talking about how you wanted the consulate to be a place of unity, of, sharing the culture. You've been very, really great at just being that representative and bringing I got the pleasure of seeing you speak at our Nuestra Latina Awards and, just being an advocate for immigrants, for women, sort of like a beam of hope for people. But I can't help but wonder that's a lot to carry. And for many people, after year, it could lead to burning out. So what do you think has helped you to maintain that strength, to continue showing up, not letting it come with you home and not burning out? Or the opposite, which happens a lot, is going numb. When we're in helping professions, I see this a lot with therapists or psychologists or mental health professionals, that you're exposed to so much secondary trauma that a lot of people just go numb and start become asympathetic, they just almost cynical about the world. This is how it is. Humans suck. Human nature is the worst, and nothing's gonna get better. And how have you kept yourself from going either way?
So I think that first of all, I see myself as a public servant. So I decided to go into diplomacy because I want to serve. So when you hear the word diplomat or diplomacy, you always think on a cocktail, having, these festivities, galas, fancy stuff.
Yeah.
And for me, diplomacy is a way of serving my country, first of all. And then, in a way, humanity. So when I say, I'm here because I'm a peace lover, it might be, this common place where I'm answering as if I was contesting at the pigeons, like Miss Universe or whatever. But it's true. I'm here to serve. And I try to do my work in a very discreet way, because I think that helps more my community than putting all the spotlights on us and saying, look, this is how we have, helped this and that and those. No, on the contrary, we need to be very careful. We don't share information of the cases with anybody except with the people that they are authorized by the owners of the cases. So I don't tell, who do I interview or who do we interview at the detention center. I don't explain about their cases. I don't tell how much money we invested or if we gave somebody money for their cancer treatment. So we don't do
discreet.
that. It is discreet. And I think it's much more effective if we still do it that way than if we keep continuously telling about the amazing stuff that we do, because we do good
for
things.
Sure.
And we help a lot of people, but I prefer to do it discreet. I prefer to do it constantly and out of the spotlight. And that gives us, also a satisfaction that we are doing what we have to do without expecting any, applause or any congratulations.
Which is so rare nowadays, because especially with social media, my goodness, everybody who's doing, I don't know if you've seen those videos, but like people literally finding homeless people to, give them money just to get the views. And it's like, what are we doing?
That's crazy. And that's sick. And that's not the way that I think we should be, conducting ourselves, especially if you work at a consulate. Because also you have to follow the rule of law here. So we don't do anything against the law. We respect authorities in both states.
You have to lead by example.
The federal government, we still have, relations with them. We constantly talk to each other. That's diplomacy.
Yes.
That is what we have
An open
to do.
line of communication.
Open lines of communication, constant cooperation, without subordination. We're equal countries. So we're here to do that. And I don't expect, to be congratulated for anything that we do. So that makes me, have like thick skin. And then if somebody criticizes what we're doing, or, I don't care because I know what we're doing and we're doing it right.
Right.
Of course, I would love to be able to change some realities, but I know I can't.
Right.
And I will give as many options as there are to people in trouble, in problems. But there are as many options as I have in my tray. I cannot bring more.
There's only so much you can do.
So, with the things that I have, I always look for options to give to our people. And that's what I have.
So without giving any details or identifying information, what do you think has been the hardest case that you've had to encounter in your time here?
So the hardest cases in general are when parents are separated from their children. So children are U.S. citizens born here. Maybe they are dual nationals or not. And parents do not have documents to be legally working or staying in this country, and they are deported. Those are the hardest cases, because where are the children going to be safer?
Right.
What can we do for them if they don't have, the dual nationality and they cannot be sent to Mexico? Are they okay here with a stranger? So those are the cases that are more complicated and heartbreaking, because these kids are,
they're innocent.
babies.
They still they have the innocence, right? They don't understand what's happening other than my mom or dad are being taken away. And
Exactly.
I don't understand why.
Yeah. And they are, instead of being, the citizens that that the U.S. wants them to be, because they were raised with loving parents, because they were protected, it was well taken care of, they're going to be in a vulnerable situation, and probably their future will not be as bright as we want it to be.
All the, in the world of psychology, we call them the ACEs, the adverse childhood experiences.
Yeah.
And one of those is home instability. Having the loss of a parent is one of those checks on the ACEs that increase your likelihood, because it's trauma, so increases your likelihood for things like addiction, for things like being in domestic violence situations, crime. So it's almost like this generation of children that are being taken that stability away from them is setting them up for a failure in the future.
As we say in Spanish, infancia es destino, right? So it means that the way you were raised or the conditions in which you were, educated and raised are the ones that will determine your future. But again, I'm always trying to find options. So my option for that is there's a very important and amazing, I will say, institution, the Children's Place.
Yes.
We are signing an MOU with them. We will be hopefully soon, so that they can, take care of these very vulnerable young children and help them deal with the trauma and the separation process. So there's always, options if the children cannot go back to their parents, which is, depending on the cases, will be also an option.
Yeah. And I can imagine dealing with those cases with children, is I don't know if additionally hard for you, but you're a mom, right? Yeah, so tell us a little bit about the non-consul side of you. So you're a wife, you're a mom, your daughter. So give us a little bit of that breakdown. How many kids do you have?
I have 4 children, all boys. They are amazing, amazing young men. I'm very proud of them. So the oldest is 22. Then I have a set of twins, 21. They are super close.
My goodness.
And then I have a young 18-year-old. And all of they were born in Houston, Texas. They were raised in Canada. When they arrived to Kansas City, for example, you were asking me earlier about some anecdotes about my first days here. Well, they have Canadian accent. So if you listen to them in English, they speak like Canadians. Yeah. So, but they were not born in Canada.
A boot.
Exactly. And the first day of school, when they arrived to high school, they were called the fake Canadians because they were talking like Canadians, but they were not Canadians.
Poor things.
So they were known as the fake Canadians.
Yeah, talk about an identity crisis, right? Like Mexican parents, born in Houston, raised in Canada.
North American identity.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
true.
Exactly.
It's
I have
true.
North American products.
That's like a real North American, the full experience. That's awesome.
Yeah, 4 children. My husband, he's a musician. I was telling your husband before that he had a rock band in Mexico that was sort of famous. He recorded 2 long plays. And he has a drum set that he was the drummer, of course, of that group.
That makes sense.
Los Amantes de Lola, whoever has Anthony Sage
that
would
people
know.
Are freaking out.
Who am I talking about?
Yes.
And he still plays, but we're selling the drum set. So
my goodness,
it's not going back with us to Mexico. But yeah, I have a happy family.
How does... What'd you say?
We know who's going to buy it.
Oh, dear God, no. Please. I have 3 children. I do not need any more noise in my life. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. It's noisy. It's noisy, I can tell you. But I play drums, too.
Oh, you do?
He taught me to play drums.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
You're just mega talented.
No, I'm not. I promise. I just know like La Negra Tomasa, like 2 couple of songs, but I don't know more than that. But if you see a drummer, oh my God, they can do one thing with one hand with the other.
It's amazing.
Like the 4 extremities go in a different pace. Each one, it's amazing.
I know.
So,
Their brain's
for
amazing.
me, it's just the basics. But yeah, I like to play. Whenever I'm stressed, I play drums or I go boxing.
Look at that. I that was another part that I was going to ask you about. But before I do that, so how does a diplomat marry a rock band drummer? Because I can imagine people are home are calling like, that's got to be quite the duo.
Well, I was during my high school years, I was like very rebellious, I would say.
Oh,
And I
okay.
like it. I like that movement of national rock that started in Mexico because it was like these young guys against the system. I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
trying to state their identity. And of course, we heard rock from other parts of the world, Argentinian
Sure.
rock, Chilean rock,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. We had
Spanish
that in
rock.
Colombia too. We had it with La Terciopelados, right?
Exacto, Aterciopelados is
Yeah.
amazing. They are
Yeah.
still playing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw them in Mexico at the Metropolitan
Yeah,
Theater.
yeah.
They are amazing.
Oh
I
my gosh.
love
That is on my
Aterciopelados.
bucket list, but yes.
Well, but anyways, I was in high school and I was following this amazing movement of young people trying to say, you know, like, this is who we are. We don't have to import. Of course, we can have this
We can
influence
consume
from
it
other,
and, yeah.
you know, rock bands, but we can create our own. So I love that movement and I started following it. That makes me a groupie. Yes, I know. But yeah, that's how I met my
I
husband.
love it.
In a
I'm sure
concert.
he loves saying that she was my
Yeah,
groupie.
he loves it. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's
So
hilarious.
yeah, I was very young. I was not even in, I didn't know if I was going into the international studies at that time.
Yeah.
I was finishing high school. So yeah, that's how we met. And we have been together, oh my God, 28, 30, 10 years as boyfriend, girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And then 29 married. 28 married.
Goodness.
But
that can't be because you're like 25 years old.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
right?
yeah, sure. No, I'm gonna turn 56, and I'm not afraid of saying it.
Wow.
Like,
I cannot believe that.
yeah,
You
my
have
dear.
such your energy. First of all, I don't think I've ever seen you tired. Every time I see you, you're like,
Come
oh.
a Sunday morning to my house, and you'll
And
see
then
me
you're-
tired.
No, but seriously, like I'm a true believer in that when you do what you love, when you feel like you're fulfilling your purpose in life, it's almost like you have a rechargeable battery inside of you.
Absolutely.
And the more you work, the more you do, the more recharged you are. And I feel like that's how I see you every time. Even if it's like you're going from one thing to the next to the next, it's like a rechargeable battery.
Yeah, when you know that you were born to do something,
Yeah.
right? That you're in the correct place. And Friday there was a farewell, you know, like ceremony for my staff. They were so kind to do that special ceremony as a farewell party, I guess. They wanted to say it was a happy birthday, early birthday
Yes. Celebration.
activity, celebration, but no, it was a farewell.
It was a farewell.
And I was telling them that there was not a single day that I woke up saying, oh, I need to go to the office.
I don't want to go to work.
Every single day was like, I'm happy to go to the office.
That's
so
awesome.
When
did you
feel
know? When did you know that was your purpose, to be a diplomat?
It was not early. It was, I believe, late after my master's degree. When I came back from the Netherlands to Mexico, I started working at the National Institute of Fine Arts.
Okay.
So culture for me and art has always been part of my life, and I
Yeah.
love doing it.
Yeah.
But I was doing it, and I felt like it was just my like a hobby, you know,
Right.
like it's so nice to participate in the organization of an opera or in the museums and see all the new exhibits. But I thought I was having, you know, like a pleasure and not contributing enough to make
To make a change. Or
a
to,
change
Yeah.
and a better place of the
Yeah.
place that I find, right? Because
Right.
I always say, leave the place in a better state than what you find. So that's when I say I have to contribute more. And my boss was invited to come to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to do the cultural agenda for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and he invited me. And at that time is when I said, yeah, I have to be a diplomat. This is what I need to do. This is what I was born to do. So I started working there first as a political appointee, and then I resigned and I did everything from the starting point and it is by opposition that you get the place, and then you go to the diplomatic school. So even with 4 children and a salary of student,
Not very much.
not much, I started all over again because I wanted to become a diplomat.
Wow. How old were you at that point?
39.
Okay. And I ask you this because, you know, there's so many people out there, and I see a lot of young, and I say young, like earlier than their 30s, right? So 20s, some teens, but not many. It's mainly people in their 20s. I think society nowadays is just putting this fake narrative out there that if you don't have it figured out by the time you're 25,
you're
it's
a
too
loser.
late. Yeah,
exactly.
The train has passed,
No.
and now that's it for you. And so they have this like pressure of like, I have to figure out what I'm gonna do in life like yesterday, because it's they are comparing themselves to the person who just did this and bought that and their
They
house.
accomplished so much things. I
Yes.
haven't accomplished anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't develop.
That's not how it
soon.
works.
No. And I want to clarify. So I got in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in 2001, which was, I was 31 years old. And then I was a political appointee for 7 years. And then I resigned. And then I started to become a diplomat. So that was around 38
Right.
years old, 39.
But that's when you really knew this is where I belong.
Exactly.
And that took time. It took time, and it took also doing things that were not that to know this is what I want. And I think right now, a lot of people aren't willing to do that, or they're hoping that, I graduate college, if I go to college, or, I leave my parents' house. And it's like, I'm going to land immediately in the thing that I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
And when that doesn't happen, then I feel like a failure. And then this kind of, whole going down
But it's because
happens.
it's hard also, Norby. It is very hard to do it. Like, my family depended on me, right? So I took that decision, and then my parents helped me in so many ways, because it was impossible to sustain a family with that salary of a student diplomacy at 39 years old.
Yeah.
But so there are many sacrifices that you have to do in the way.
Oh, absolutely.
But if it's worthy, it's just a stage that you will surpass, and then you'll find your purpose in life. So that I saw it that way.
Absolutely.
There are many sacrifices, but there are also sacrifices in other decision-making processes that you do, like in life.
Yeah.
So I took it, and
Yeah,
I don't
like
regret
to use. I like to use the pick your hard, right? Like everything is hard in life, and going to school with 4 kids, I'm sure was super hard, but also doing something that you're not passionate about for the rest of your life is hard, right?
Exactly.
Like pick your hard.
Exactly.
And a lot of times, we don't want to pick any hard, and that's just not an option. Life picks for you. So either you pick or life picks for you. So you've talked about the soft power of using like music and food and culture as diplomacy. What's the most unexpected cultural event that you've ever pulled off here? Because I know you've done a lot.
So the most unexpected, but the one that gives me a lot of joy is the murales that we painted at the consulate.
Nice.
So I thought that the consulate, first of all, we painted walls, we renewed the security fence. We did a lot of things in the premises of the consulate, in the building itself, but there was not a lot of art hanging from the walls. And it is difficult to get art from the Mexican collections, or to set up the conditions for, like having very valuable pieces of art.
Sure.
So I thought, after, learning about Kansas City, that muralism, Mexican muralism and Kansas City murals are a way to connect both places because you see murals everywhere
we
here.
have a lot of them here. Yeah.
And Mexican tradition, the murals are super important in our identity development throughout history, and the way that Diego Rivera, Orozco, Siqueiros, all of them, took the art from the academia and set it up in the murals, in the walls, so that people could be part of it. So it is a way to socialize art. So we started a project of painting murals in each and every office at the consulate with local artists, and also artists that came from Mexico for different purposes here. And now we are going to open that exhibit, that it's a permanent exhibit of murals at the consulate in September. So that's a legacy.
She's like, no.
I wish I could, but I don't think I'm gonna be working hard at the different position. But that's a legacy for the community, for people that will be, staying at the consulate, or the new people that will come at the consulate to perform as consul general or head consul, as we call it. And there are murals everywhere. There is beauty everywhere. There's, communication, because these are artists that are setting up their identity and their way of looking at our bilateral relations there at the murals. And we also made a catalog. We wrote a catalog it's being translated. And it has pictures of all the murals. So that is like the best cultural activity that I could organize.
It.
So,
I can't wait to see it. I've seen some of it, but I can't wait to see it. And that sounds like a wonderful legacy to leave, because art is such a connector, but even more so when you have intentionality in bringing two cultures together that, especially right now, can be at such odds, right? So
absolutely,
I love that. So tell us a little bit about your next role, because you're sadly leaving us again.
Yes, mixed feelings.
What is that going to entail?
So I was very lucky and fortunate to have an invitation from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, and the Undersecretary of North America, to perform as the General Director for Diplomatic Strategy of North America. So my first...
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm happy because all my career, in a way, has been developed in North America.
Yeah.
So I was in Canada for a long time. I was, when I was in Mexico, I was at the Undersecretary for North America, assisting or helping the Chief of Staff there. So I've been in a consulate in Houston and now in Kansas City. So I know the region. Right. I know the potential of the region. I know how much we do together. I know that this region could be even the powerhouse of the world. We just have to coordinate and work together towards that goal. So I will be developing the strategy for North America. It encompasses, like coordinating with 55 consulates, which are most of them in the US, but we also have 5 in Canada. And I'm going to be, working towards developing those ties and connections between not just government officials, but between people to peoples, or between among society, or institutions, local representatives. So more through an everyday connection, rather than these big, amazing, which will happen, forums in which we talk to each other at the federal level. Okay. But I want to develop more,
of that
people
local
to people
relationship. Yeah. Okay. And even though you might not be doing that sort of like big federal part of it, you're still serving the president,
Yes,
right?
yes.
How does it feel to serve a female president?
I'm super proud. I am excited. I love the way that she has been conducting the foreign policy. She's a scientist, so her decisions are taken based on facts.
Right.
And her leadership skills are what I think we needed.
Okay.
So I'm very proud of having a female president and watching and seeing and being part of that effort of, placing Mexico in a different stage, transforming our country in so many ways that we needed to be transformed. So I'm just happy to be part of her team.
That's awesome. You said something a little bit earlier about the power that we have here as people, that you really see that in the people here, and just you wish that they would see it. So as you prepare to move on, what do you wish the Kansas City Mexican community understood about their own voice and power here?
I think that after the World Cup, Kansas Cityans know that they have a different role to play now. The world came to this place and they saw how amazing you are. So I think that it is not just going to be strategic to linking more our societies and communities and economies, but the Kansas City way should be the one that we endorse, pursue, or be copying in other parts of the continent, I will say, of the North American region, because here we help each other. Here we lend hand to each other. We produce, we develop, and it is not, that we praise that this way is the best way or the only way. We are trying, or Kansas Cityans are trying to live a good life in a better way without excluding others from their place. So I hope that now, after the World Cup, everybody had a wonderful time.
It was awesome. It was amazing.
Awesome to have the world here, but it was
Yes.
also for the world amazing to learn about Kansas City. I hope a lot of people come back for not just, a Chiefs game or a Royals game, but to support women in sports, for example.
Yeah.
Like, that is super important. Casey Curran, what they did with the stadium, the Diamonds, which is the softball team, the way in which women are, being supported, and again, how they contribute to sports.
Yeah.
So the Nelson Atkins, the museums that you have that are outstanding, amazing. So there's so many things to show.
We were like a hidden gem. So hopefully this World Cup
now you have been discovered. So let's see what let's show to the world what Kansas City has, and copy that welcoming style that makes you so nice and charmed and
that's awesome.
And easygoing and happy people.
I have one last question.
Yep.
When are you running for president? No, I'm just kidding.
Never.
She's like, no, thank you. No, so we like to end this with a little bit of a tradition of asking people, a big part of being where we are at whatever point in life that you're at is taking the time to reflect back, right? And so if you could go back and give your 18-year-old one piece of advice, what would that be?
Oh my God.
Your 18-year-old self.
Yeah. Do not expose too long for sun. Like
Put some sunscreen on.
Sunscreen every single day. Like you will look
I
younger.
was not expecting that.
No, you will look younger and better if you use sunscreen.
I
Because
need to go get some sunscreen right now because I never.
I was born in the 70s.
Yeah.
Like in the 80s, nobody used sunscreen. Nowadays, everybody does. But I mean, my face would look like a 30-year-old if I use sunscreen. Well, that I promise you it would be one. The other
We'll take
one,
it.
if I can do another
Of
piece
course.
of advice to myself, would be stay longer with your children, especially when they are between 2 and 5, because at that time was when I went to the diplomatic school. And then I started my career in the North American desk. And it was time consuming. And I remember waking up, looking at my kids, they were asleep, and leaving to the office and coming back at 10, 11 o'clock, and they were asleep. So I don't have a lot of, I mean, I have good memories of that time, but I didn't spend too much time with them. And I regret it enormously. They are very, good boys now and amazing young men. And I'm very proud of them, but I miss that part.
Yeah.
And I regret it. So that would be my only advice to myself. Like, do everything that you did, but do not
time.
sacrifice that time with your babies, because it flies. It goes very fast, and you're never going to have them again, like carrying them. Now they are 6'2", and they carry me. I don't carry them. But that would be my piece of advice to myself.
That's incredibly important because, and I mean, I 100% relate. When you're in it, when they're little, it feels eternal, right?
Yeah.
It's
and
exhausting.
you're tired. It's exhausting.
Yes. And so you just can't wait for that to be over and for them to be more independent. But once they start getting that independence, you're like, wait, I can't. What happened with the bottles and what happened with the rattle toys and the half talking, the little words. So
and we tried hard, right? Like I also acknowledge that I tried so hard to be at every single important event in their lives. I didn't miss like a school show or any important occasion, but the everyday life, not being able
Those
like to
moments.
have dinner with them. If I read the postcards that they did at that time, like for activities at school where they were saying, okay, what do you want? What's your wish for Christmas? That my mom spends more time with us, that she comes to dinner every day. That breaks my heart because that's the everyday thing that I didn't do.
Right. So cherish the little moments. Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again for being
Dr.
here.
Norby.
This has
amazing.
been such a pleasure. And again, I am completely heartbroken that you are leaving us. But at the same time, I'm so happy for this next step. I can't wait to see what you do. You are a force of nature and such an inspiration for so many women and so many people that, I mean, truly, I can't wait to see. So thank you again.
Thank you for being by my side all this time. I really appreciate that. And I also congratulate you for this amazing, show, the podcast, the therapies, the consultation, everything that you do, so necessary. And thank you.
Thank you so much.